Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to Primetime News on TV1. I need not emphasize to our viewers the importance of today. I'm pretty sure that you would have been already following Newsfirst throughout our live broadcast on Sri Lanka Decides Today. But for those of you who are joining us right now, today the election, the votes are being currently counted for the presidential election 2024. We're expecting the final results of the postal voting results to be released shortly. We've got details of these stories and much more lined up on our news tonight. I'm Charlene Benedict for the Newsfirst team.
And I'm Rochelle Thamodra. Just like Charlene said, as the counting of votes continue, we are ready to bring you the latest of these stories and developments of this very landmark day. From the very first postal vote result to the final outcome as Sri Lanka's premier news broadcaster. Let's now take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
"2024 presidential election voting concludes. Counting of postal votes commences. First official result before midnight. Presidential hopefuls head to polling centers, hoping to win." High turnout across Sri Lanka. Election Commission says the presidential poll took place peacefully. Police warns against processions.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka decides.
Sri Lanka decides.
Taking a look at those stories in detail, first, the Ministry of Public Administration and Home Affairs has announced that Monday, the 23rd of September, will be a special government holiday. Now, this decision was officially announced by the Department of Government Information this evening. Voting for the presidential election 2024 was held successfully today across 13,421 polling stations. And voting began at 7 a.m. Voting concluded at 4 p.m. The counting of votes is currently underway. Newsfirst special election broadcast Sri Lanka Decides has been providing you with the latest of details from this morning, and we are ready to bring to you a from our state-of-the-art studios at Stein Studios, Ratmalana. We are ready to bring you an in-depth analysis of the election results, as well as how the general public has voted at the previous elections and how public opinion may have swayed at this election. We've got experts to do it and much more lined up for you, but better than me informing you about this, we now cross over to Theruni Karunaratne, who is at Stein Studios Ratmalana, for an update on what our viewers can expect from the election headquarters of Newsfirst.
We are at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana, where the Newsfirst election headquarters are located. All is set to bring to you the latest election-related updates and the official election results first and fast, like we always have. This time, making it even more special of an experience with the use of augmented reality technology as you have never seen before. This is also a friendly reminder for you to tune into TV1 at 10 p.m. tonight, which is because we are all set to bring to you a panel discussion, an English panel discussion, where we will be analyzing data of past presidential elections and bringing to you a comprehensive analysis of the past presidential elections in Sri Lanka and giving you a brief idea about how the presidential election results would look this year as well. So with a friendly reminder, signing off for now from the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana, I'm Theruni Karunaratne for Newsfirst.
Counting of ballots is taking place across various centres in the island. Now, Newsfirst Hashini Patrina is at Royal College, Colombo's counting centre and has the latest developments.
The counting of votes is currently underway and has begun all around the country. Right now, I'm opposite Royal College, Colombo, which is one of the main counting centres in the Colombo district. Most of the ballot boxes, sealed ballot boxes from many polling stations across Colombo were brought to Royal College for the counting process, and as you can also see, there's many police and military personnel deployed around the premises with heightened security, where they are providing better security for the counting process. And apart from this, we also saw election observers and monitors coming into the premises to monitor the counting process by themselves. So along with this, Newsfirst is ready to provide you the latest updates coming in from the results. So stay tuned as we bring to you the latest updates with Sri Lanka Decides, the special election results broadcast. For the Newsfirst team, I am Hashini Patirana.
The voice of the nation determines its future through every choice, with every vote.
News First.
Bringing you the latest updates, first and fast, with the truth at its core and real-time data.
Catch every detail with expert analysis, answer to your questions and the unexpected uncovered.
Stay ahead of the curve with the latest technology, one update at a time throughout the day.
Feel the pulse of the election.
On your screens, stay connected and informed.
With News First.
Sri Lanka decides.
Sri Lanka decides.
The Election Commission has requested the general public to stay at home and remain calm until the presidential election results are released. Now, according to the chairman of the Election Commission, RMAL Ratnayaka, the postal voting results, or the first set of official results, which usually are the postal voting results, will be released before midnight today.
Polling ended peacefully today. Counting of votes began at around 4:15 and 4:30 p.m. today. We advise all citizens to remain calm and at home till the Commission releases the official results. Refrain from forming groups on main roads. Do not have any suspicions. The Elections Commissions will effectively conclude counting and provide you with accurate results. The Commission is ready to publish results as soon as counting concludes.
Just like the general public, the presidential candidates also exercised their franchise this morning for the 2024 presidential election.
Independent presidential candidate Ranil Wickremesinghe cast his ballot at the University of Colombo.
මට ඡන්දය දෙන සියලු දෙනාටම මම ස්තුති කරනවා. මම රටේ ඡන්දදායකින්ට කියන්න කැමතියි.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who voted for me. To the voters of our nation, I want to say that this election queue represents your desire to shape our future. If our country was still in an unstable situation, we wouldn't have the opportunity to vote today. This election has been conducted peacefully with very few complaints. I urge everyone to continue acting peacefully. I want to express my sincere thanks to all the candidates and the Election Commission.
එම මේ ඡන්දයට සහභාගී වුණ සියලු අපේක්ෂකයන්ටත් මැතිවරණ කොමිසමට මගේ ස්තුතිය ප්‍රකාශ
Sri Lanka decides.
National People's Power presidential candidate Andrukumar Dissanayake cast his ballot at the polling station located at the Abhay Singharama temple in Panchgawatha.
I
believe this election marks a significant turning point in the history of Sri Lanka, and it is heartening to see the enthusiastic participation of the people. I hope that everyone will remain peaceful after the results are announced. Democracy allows individuals to support and vote for the political movement of their choice, and it is crucial that we continue to protect this right. After the victory, there should be no violence or conflict. Our country needs a new political culture where everyone's opinion is respected and no one is persecuted for their political beliefs. Therefore, I urge everyone to celebrate the election results in a peaceful and non-violent manner.
Anrukumara Disanayaka responded to journalists' questions about the transfer of power after the election.
I don't believe the current president will act undemocratically. I hope that he will step down gracefully, allowing the elected president to take office. There is a strong expectation that the transition of power will be peaceful and in accordance with the mandate given by the people through this election.
Okay, thank you.
Sri Lanka decides.
Samaki Janabalawege presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa cast his vote at the Kottegoda Vivekaram Historic Temple in Rajagiriya.
මේ මොහොත වන විට ඡන්ද නීති රීති අපි අනුගමනය කරන්නට බැඳී සිටිනවා. නිසා මම විශේෂයෙන්ම කියන්නට ඕන ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍ර.
At this moment, we are committed to adhering to election laws and regulations. Therefore, I must emphasize that it is our collective responsibility to conduct this election peacefully, amicably and democratically. I believe it is not appropriate for me to make further statements beyond this point. As you know, election laws are currently in effect and I urge everyone to respect them. I hope my responses have been satisfactory.
ඔබතුමන්ලාගෙන පිළිීමක් කරනවා මගේ මේ ලබා දුන් පිළිතුරු වලින් සෑහීමකට පත් වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. Please don't misunderstand.
Okay. I
Onegaishimasu.
All right.
Hajimemasu dozu yoroshiku. Thank you.
Sri Lanka decides.
SLPP presidential candidate Namal Rajapaksa casted his vote at the polling centre located at the D.A. Rajapaksa National School in Madamulana, Tangol.
We have always been honest about what we can achieve. Our commitment is to work for the well-being of the people of this country. We are not a political force that deceives the public to gain votes. We earn votes through our hard work. If our country's political culture is to change, it must start with us. We have always said that true political work does not involve using family members to gain sympathy. We are not a political force that runs away in fear. If we were to flee, it would have been during the bombings in the 1980s or during the LTTE conflict. But we stayed and lived normal lives even during the most challenging times. We have faced many struggles, and even when our homes were burning, we did not run away. As we face this election with a mindset of victory, there is no reason for us to flee. The people are intelligent and it is clear that they understand this. It is important to recognize that the public is often more discerning than many politicians give them credit for.
අපි මුණ දෙනකොට අපිට පැනලා යන්න කිසිම හේතුවක් නැහැ. ඉතින් මම ජනතා බුද්ධිමත්. ඒක පැහැදිලිවම කියන්න ඕනේ. සමහර කියන වචනේ මම පැහැදිලිවම කියනවා. සමහර බොහෝ දේශපාලඥයන්ට වඩා ජනතා බුද්ධිමත් කියන එක කියන්න ඕනේ.
Sri Lanka decides.
Several other presidential candidates also cast their votes. Presidential candidate of the Communist Party of Sri Lanka, Derek Javira, cast his vote at the polling station located at the Chandra Ramaya temple in Mitihana this morning.
මම විශ්වාස කරනවා දැනුවත් ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයින් එක්ක ඉදිරි ගමනක් යන්නට මම හිතන්නේ මේ ජනාධිපතිවරණය බොහෝමත්ම උදව් වුණා කියලා.
Independent presidential candidate Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca cast his vote at the polling station located at the Sri Sudarshana Rama temple in Himbutuvalgoda, Kalaniya.
මම ගත්ත තීරණය හරි. ජනතාව යථාර්ථයේ තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ. ජනතාව පක්ෂ වලට ගැති වෙලා වහල් වෙලා සොච්චන් ලාභ ප්‍රයෝජන ලබා දෙන ඒවාට රැවටිලා ඡන්දය ප්‍රකාශ කරොත් ජනතාවට නැවත දුක් විඳින්න වෙනවා. වන්දි යවන්න වෙන්නේ ජනතාවටමයි.
Presidential candidate of the Socialist People's Forum, Nuwan Bopake, cast his vote at the polling station located at the Sirisumanatissa Junior School in Navagamuwa.
ජනතාව බරපතල ලෙස පීඩාවට පත්වීමට නියමිතයි. ඒ පීඩාව අද දින ඡන්දය පාවිච්චි කර පමණින් අවසන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ක්‍රමය වෙනස් වුණ තාක්කල්. ඒක නිසා තමයි අපි ක්‍රම වෙනසක් සඳහා ජනතාවට ආරාධනා කරේ. අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ජනතාව බරපතල පණිවිඩයක් දෙයි කියලා.
Presidential candidate of the National Democratic Front, President's Council Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa cast his vote at the polling station located at the Vikramasingha Ramaya Temple in Navala.
දූෂිත දේශපාලඥයන් දේශපාලනයෙන් ඉවත් කරලා අලුත් පරපුරත් එක්ක අලුත් වැඩපිළිවෙලක් එක්ක රට සංවර්ධිත මාර්ගයකට ගෙනියන්න අපි සියලු සැලසුම් සකස් කරලා තිබෙනවා. මේ මැතිවරණයෙන් පස්සේ එළඹෙන මැතිවරණ ගණනාවක් තිබෙනවා. ඒ මැතිවරණ වලදීත් අපි ඒ සැලසුම් දියත් කිරීමට තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
Presidential candidate of the Democratic United National Front, Anuj De Silva, cast his ballot in Patha Dumbara.
බුද්ධිමත් නම් තමයි මේ රට දිනවන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. ඔබ තවත් පහලෙක් බවට පත් වෙලා නම් කවදාත් මේ රට දිනවන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ කිසිම ශේෂ්ත්‍රයකින්.
Presidential candidate of Janasatha Peramuna, Venerable Bhattramulli Seelarathna Thera, cast his vote at the polling station located at the Bataputa Vidyalaya in Battaramulla.
දීර්ඝකාරය ඩීල්මයි. හැබැයි මතක තියාගන්න ජනසත පෙරමුණ ජයග්‍රහණය කරොත් එම අනිවාර්යෙන් අපි ඒ සියලුම පට්ටපල් හොරුන්ට නීති ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා නීතියෙන් දඩුවම් දීමට අපි සූදානම් වෙනවා.
Independent presidential candidate Roshan Ranasinghe cast his ballot at the polling station located at the Parakrama Bahu National School in Polonnaruwa.
රට මිල්ලුවේ සිස්ටම් චේන්ජ් එකක්. ඉතින් අන්නේ සිස්ටම් චේන්ජ් එකට තමයි මේ ජනාධිපතිවරණය සඳහා මා ඉදිරිපත් වුණේ. ඉදිරිපත් වුණේම අභියෝගය මේ රට වැටලා ඉන්න තත්වයෙන් මේ අභියෝගය ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීමේ හැකියාව තියෙන නිසා.
Presidential candidate of Ape Janabala Party Kirti Vikramaratne cast his vote in Kandy.
ජනවරමට හිස නමලා කවුරු ජනාධිපති වුණත් එක්කහුව වෙලා රට ගොඩ ගන්න වැඩ කරමු කියන එක තමයි මගේ එකම අදිෂ්ඨානය සහ මම අනිත් සියලු දෙනාගෙනුත් ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ.
Presidential candidate of the United Socialist Party Siritunga Jayasuriya cast his ballot at the Sirimava Bandaranayaka Vidyalaya, Colombo.
කොම එකම IMF වන්දනාව තමයි කියේ. ඉතින් මම ඒ නිසා කියනවා අපි අර වෙන කවුරු දිනුවත් අවුරුදු දෙකක් තුනක් යනකොට තිබුණට වඩා ගැඹුරු අර්බුදයකට මේ රට මුහුණ දෙනවා.
The presidential candidate of the Eksat Lanka Podujana Front, Janaka Ratnayaka, cast his vote today at the Pulhengoda Mahamatya Vidyalaya.
මේ එන ප්‍රතිඵලය මොකක් වුණත් මේ ප්‍රතිඵලයේ සඳහා සහ මේ රටේ අනාගතය පිළිබඳ සම්පූර්ණ වගකීම මේ පත් වෙන නායකයා සහ මහ ජනතාව බාරගත යුතුයි.
Meanwhile, the Tamil Independent Presidential candidate P.R. Yanethran cast his vote today at Ambalanture Thalai Mahal College, Batiklo. Ruhuna Janata Party's presidential candidate Ajanta Soisa cast his vote in Uruwatta Ambalangoda. United National Freedom Front's presidential candidate Lalit De Silva cast his vote in Uruwatta Ambalangoda. Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Workers' Party ASP Lienige voted at Boralla Susamewardana College.
Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka decides.
Sri Lanka decides.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Fox Candy, your haven for unforgettable experiences.
The counting of votes of the 2024 presidential election has already begun. It's ongoing. It actually began, according to the Election Commission, somewhere between 4:15 and 4:30 p.m. The Election Commission said that voter turnout across the country this time is above 70%.
A total of 17,140,354 people were eligible to cast their vote in the 2024 presidential election. A total of 13,421 polling stations were established across 160 electorates in 22 electoral districts. 1,204 polling stations were established in the Colombo district. Royal College and DS Senanayaka College have been assigned as ballot counting centres.
No incidents of violence have been reported so far. Approximately 75% to 80% of eligible voters have cast their votes. Counting of postal votes began at 4:30 p.m.
The Gampaha district has the highest number of registered voters at 1,881,129. 4 ballot counting centres have been established in the Gampaha district.
Counting of postal votes began at around 4:30 p.m. and we expect to release the results before midnight. Reports indicate that over 75% of voters have cast their ballots.
735 polling stations were established in the Kaluthara district. Ballot counting in Kaluthara began at the Pashtun Rata National College of Education this evening. The number of registered voters in the Kandy district stands at 1,191,399. 890 polling stations were established in the Kandy district, with 4 centres established for ballot counting. 330 polling stations were established in the Mathale district. Newsfirst correspondent reported that the ballot boxes were dispatched to the counting centres once polling was closed. 534 polling stations were established across the Nuwareli district. The Gamini National College and Nuwareli District Secretariat have been designated as ballot counting centres. The number of registered voters in the Galle district is 903,163. Voting took place at 715 polling stations, with counting centres at Southlands College and St. Aloysius College. Ballots from the Mathura district are being counted at Rahula College. 526 polling stations were established in Mathura.
We will release the postal votes results before 9 p.m. The voter turnout is 76.1%.
A total of 416 polling stations were established in the Hambantota district. Ballot counting is now underway.
According to the report so far, 79% of votes were cast. Counting of postal votes began at 4:15 p.m.
A total of 619 polling stations were established for 93,187 registered voters in Jaffna. Ballot counting is currently underway at 2 centres. .387 polling stations were established in the One electorate, which includes the administrative districts of Vaunia, Mullaitivu and Mannar. The Election Commission said that ballots will be counted at 5 centres. Ballot boxes were transported to the counting centre at the Batiklo Hindu College after 4 p.m. today. Voting took place at 442 polling stations since this morning. Voting in Diga Madula began this morning at 528 polling stations. Newsfirst correspondent reported that ballot counting is underway at the counting centre located at the Hardy College of Technology in Ampara.
The voter base in Diga Madula stands at 73.83%.
A total of 318 polling stations were established for the 315,925 registered voters in the Trincomalee district. Ballot counting is underway at the Vipulananda College. Over 1.4 million voters were eligible to vote in the Kurunegala district, with 977 polling stations established. Ballot counting is being conducted in 5 centres.
The number of voters that cast their ballot in the Kurunegala district stands at more than 76%. Counting of postal votes have already begun. We hope to receive postal voting results by about 10 p.m. tonight. We hope to receive overall vote counts by tomorrow morning.
Ballot counting in Puttalam will take place at 3 centres. A total of 470 polling stations were established in Puttalam. Votes were cast in 636 polling stations in Anuradhapura. Ballot counting is currently underway at the Central College, Anuradhapura.
We believe more than 75% of votes are cast by now.
Royal College Polonnaruwa has been designated as the ballot counting centre for the Polonnaruwa district. Ballot boxes were dispatched to the centre this evening. Votes were cast at 530 polling stations in the Badula district since this morning. 3 ballot counting centres have been established in the Badula district.
We believe that approximately 70% to 73% of votes had been cast. We hope to release the postal vote results by 10 p.m.
383 polling stations were established in the Monaragala district. Ballot counting is now underway at the Royal College, Monaragala.
We hope we can release the postal vote results by 10 to 11 p.m. Voter turnout was approximately 80%.
Ballot counting began this evening in 3 centres in the Ratnapura district. Voting took place at 700 polling stations in the Ratnapura district. Ballots from the Kegol district are being counted at the Kegol Balika Vidyalaya and Swarna Jayanti National College. 577 polling stations were established in Kegol.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
NVQ සහතිකලාබී වෘත්තීය පින්තාරු ශිල්පියෙක් ශිල්පිනියක් වීමට ඔබත් අදම එක්වන්න. විස්තර හා ව්‍යාපදිංචි වීමට අමතන්න 0777 6040. ජැට් පින්තාරු අභිමාන දේශීය දෙව පින්තාරු කරන්නේ උන්නතිය උදෙසා.
Let's now take a look at how some notable individuals in Sri Lanka's political sphere cast their vote at the presidential election today.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena cast his vote this morning at the Polhengoda Mahavidyalaya. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa cast his vote at the polling station at D.A. Rajapaksha College in Hambantota. Former President Maithripala Sirisena cast his vote at the polling station at Sri Vidyaloka Viharaya in Polonnaruwa. Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga cast her vote at the Vidyananda Mahapirivena. Vijitha Herath of the National People's Power cast his vote at the Bandaranaike College in Gampaha. General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Sagara Karyawasam cast his vote at the Borlasgamu Model Primary School. Chairman of the United National Party Vajrabe Wadana cast his vote in Gaul. Minister of Public Security Tiranalas cast his vote at the Bosat Dhammika Niketanaya in Borella. Hirunika Premachandra cast her vote at the National Youth Council in Ruhunukala Mawatha in Borella. Former Chairman of the Election Commission Mahinda Deshapriya cast his vote in Gaul. National People's Power presidential candidate Anurakumar Disanaika's mother cast her vote at the Nalache Vidyalaya in Tamuttegama.
And that's a wrap of primetime news on TV1 for tonight.
Tune in to Sri Lanka Decides special election results broadcast on all MTV MBC networks, including Sirasa FM, YFM, Sirasa TV, Shakti TV, TV1, Shakti FM, Yes FM and Legends FM. And you can also join our social media platforms for the latest and our webpage www.newsfirst.lk.
Sri Lanka Decides will continue until the final results of the presidential election is released. Stay tuned, stay connected to News First. Thank you very much for tuning in.